Hello everyone and welcome back to Ash of God's Redemption, and let's just continue where we left off. Which means we are going through the tunnel with Pheng and the fugitives. The Gellian Tunnel. A stretch of the Wodan Road running through the tunnel hewn into the mountains, a true surviving legacy of the great ancestors who lived before the day of divine retribution. You travel for several hours before the machine stops. Doom pokes his head into the carriage. "It just needs a small fix," he says. "We'll be moving again in no time. We're almost at the cave outpost. There's usually a small guard there. We'll have to stop there to refill our water tank and get some wood, so you better think up a plan." I mean, that feels the most like what Pheng would do, so give Doom no reply. You remain silent. Doom shared something relevant, but nothing you could say would change that. Doom shrugs and gets back to the engine. The engine noise is soon replaced by the squeaks of the wheels. A dim light appears ahead. Let's continue. Okay. Spooky tunnel. An altar? Oh, I guess it's the altar that was on the map. The machine stops. You and your companions get out of the carriage. You see no guards around, despite expecting their numbers to be double the usual. Doom scratches his head. "That's odd. Not a single watchman in sight. They're either gone or assembled in the cave where they store the wood and water. It's the only sheltered space. I wonder why no one came out. They should have heard us coming." You look back at your companions and they are already coming, weapons drawn. You need not say a word. Yeah, something is up. Oh wow. Oh, we can scroll a long way. Oh, there's nothing there, so... On the other side of this door are much needed supplies and Frisian guards that you could do without. Yeah. You tell the fugitives to wait for your signal, open the door and enter the cave. Armed Frisians are inside, but they are in no hurry to attack you. Of course, they would not know what happened in Wodan just yet. You wonder why they are hiding here, so you decide to talk to them first. Their sergeant steps forward and looks you over. "You're an Akon, right? You serve Pelko Satori? Give him our best regards." "Wait! Was a different official not supposed to come with you?" "Do you know where he is? Since you're here, though, it matters not." It's clear as day that someone has paid the local guards to kill the person in whose stead you came, such as northerners. If they did not squabble among themselves as much, they would have conquered Burkana long ago. However, this is not your concern. You face a different obstacle. At your command, your warrior wenches file into the cave. The sergeant's face hardens. "What's with this ragtag entourage? I see they're armed. Have you betrayed Frisia? For that you'll be quartered. Lads, kill these traitors." "Yeah, good luck. We'll give you quite the fight." Okay. Well, let's start with you. Ouch. Okay, let's get you involved, eh? And I don't appreciate the poke. Actually, let's do that first. Very nice. Ouch. I really don't appreciate that. You two haven't acted yet, but doesn't really matter. Hopefully that helps. If I move you there, can you reach? Don't think you can you? No. Oh, it worked out. I hope. Hope I haven't killed her now. By placing her there. Let's do that. Well, as long as they focus on Pheng, I really don't mind. Not sure what that's gonna do. Probably make him take more damage, I'm guessing. Alright. Thank you for moving closer. Let's actually have you kill that guy. After all, he has already moved. There we go. Very nice. After the battle, you tell Doom to tend to the engine while you return to the tunnel. One of the women, Swarty, lingers by a dead Frisian. Perhaps she is looting the body. You choose to turn a blind eye and deal with it later if necessary. You might want to ask Swarty why she lingers near the dead Frisian. Sure. What did you find? Did Kendi not search the bodies? Why disturb the dead? One of the Frisians groaned. A flash of consciousness before death. He was asking for water. Did he say anything else? He was raving. They were to ambush and kill a particular count, he said, but they didn't expect to run into an Akon. Their employer still waits at the end of the tunnel. He also mumbled something about a legions? You leave in silence. Pelko Saturi foresaw this attempt on his life. You will find out if the ambushers are prepared for counterattack soon enough. Kendi stands quietly beside a rock. She has the air of an experienced warrior about her. You approach the dark-skinned fugitive. Broad-shouldered and with an air of impudence, she is the last person in need of comfort. I need no comfort from you if that's what you're offering. Besides, are Akons not pitiless? Well, that's an interesting one. Let's go with that. I need your help. You must be joking. Did I hear you right? I'm surprised you didn't ask for aid when you murdered that redhead in Wodan. I do not ask for help if I can manage on my own. Did you see something useful, or is it good old lust? Calm down. What do you want from me, Akon? Spit it out. I served as a bodyguard for several years until my master caught me in bed with his wife. I was thrown into a dungeon on account of his untimely death. As you can tell, I'm not big on idle talk. We will follow the tunnel to its end together. Maintain order and do not permit your companions to loot. Watch them. One may be a spy sent by temple servants. If that's your opinion, why don't you kill us all? No burden, no suspicion. I prefer to keep my enemies close. Further, we fought side by side. Bola bustles about the Frisian temple. What did you find there? You find Bola hunched over the altar. The woman has clearly found something and is either examining it or deciding what to do with it. You shove your sword into its scabbard to get her attention. Bola jerks upright and slowly turns, slipping something into her bodice. Ask Bola what she has found. Find anything interesting, you ask, looking into the woman's serene face. Bola shakes her head and frowns. She pulls magical plaques from her bodice. Cursing, she lays them on the altar. You examine the brightly colored cards. This woman is keen and resourceful. Bola frowns, feeling her breast. What are you looking at, Akon? You should look at my bosom, damn you. Didn't you know? Here. Happy now? Did that burn? The battle cards must feel hot now. Did you not used to live on the street? Did you steal from your clients? I didn't steal a thing from you. Are these not my rightful spoils? It belongs to the finder, and that's me. Yeah. While we walk together, we share in everything. What do you share with the others? I am not good at sharing. I am greedy, taking on all the Frisians practically by myself. These cards are weapons. Use them, do not hoard them. All right, have them. Take this too. Careful, it also got heated up. It's an encrusted Inquisitor's insignia. I could have bought a house in Burkana with this. I hope you appreciate my honesty. Thank you. Hello, Shannon. Shannon paces around the carriage. Is she so eager to leave? Leaving already? Yes, because everyone does. Better early than late, handsome. Why did you follow Kendi? You're a smart one, Akon. We all followed Kendi because she acts like a leader, always making the right decision, keeping her word. However, our leader would have been Reet had you not murdered her. Things are as they are. What are all of you going to do now? We all have our own plans, but we'll stick together until we find a place where they don't pull harlots off the streets to torture them for a festival. If this is indeed a reaping, there will be no safe haven. Who picked you? Yes, the ladies are a fine bunch. Even Swarty, wimp that she is good with her bow. A hunter's daughter she is. Like all of us, she's had to kill. It was a long way from Gordon. We got to know each other. Those able to stand up for themselves sort of stuck together. This is not enough. You would not have made it through the tunnel without me. We haven't made it yet. Do not forget that a woman's strength has nothing to do with her willingness to use a man. Be on your guard, Shannon. I'm always on my guard, Akon. Those who aren't are already dead. Every dead man was once alive. Doom is taking his time. You might want to press him on. Doom poured several bucketfuls of water into the mechanism. Now he is fetching wood. The ancients harnessed the power of fire and boiling water to rotate the metal wheels. Some would have thought it witchcraft. It's just engineering. You can't think that I hope to fool you. I should have done what that official had done at the tunnel entrance. Now my life is forsworn. I've no other choice but to flee. Does it worry you? Well, I have nothing else to worry about. No family at all. I kept putting it off. Now I'll have to take a Birkin wife, if I make it to Birkana at all. I just have one question. No matter where you go, there's only one way to the Vale of Mercy. Will you let me come with you? I fought in the Baldarian War and put my sword skills to the test many times. Only if you fight beside me. I will, Akon. I have a question, though. These girls who travel with you, they are all quite fine. Are any unmarried? That is the second question, and time is of the essence. Please hurry up and fix the engine. And while we're here, let's go here. See if there's any conversations to be had here. Maybe boost morale. Shannon is dangerous, even out of combat. She's selfish, ruthless, and deceitful. You should get to know her better. Sure. You're the only one without hope in your eyes. Are you just following the wind? What good is hope? You want to know the truth? I murdered an important temple servant, ambushed him, and slit his throat in revenge. After that, I got myself into a brawl, and they threw me in the dungeon. If not for the reaping, I'd have walked free already. That's an interesting question. Were any of your ancestors Akon? What do you care? Are you surprised that Akon's seed spreads without the written consent of your council of elders? Are you trying to control another man's seed as you do your own? You could acquire protection on the Isle of Shadows. Frisia pales in comparison to what I've heard about your island. Who are you trying to entice? A female breeder or a piece of meat for tempering your blades? Do you believe in those old wives' tales? It's better to overestimate the danger. Such mistakes are more forgiving. If you don't need hope, what do you fall back on? What suspends a bird in the sky? Nothing. I'm just like that. If you get high enough, you can spread your wings and fly above your troubles. You only need to look down from time to time. If you see some prey, you dive, grab it, rest on a rock, eat it, and then go back to the skies. What do you see from up above? An Akon warrior who doesn't know where he's going, and me, a brainless woman following him, and blood that blankets the earth like an autumn frost. I'm just like you, Akon. Our eyes are similarly narrow, but how else do we look alike? I don't think that's what she meant. Not giving a shit about others, or myself either, to be honest. Where did you learn to fight? So you've noticed my skills? I studied in the same temple as Kendi, but in a different way. I saw her there quite often, mostly on all fours rather than studying. Even when studying, she was ready to spread her legs at any moment. I'm not blaming Kendi, just explaining that I'm not like her. Who are you then, Shannon? I was taught what Kendi learned the hard way, and more. They were saving me for something special, turning me into a killer, a venomous snake. They taught me various tricks and the mysteries of the bedchamber. Poisons, knives, special strikes, many things. I was a good student. Why would a temple acolyte need such skills? That I don't know. My mentor said that true power isn't just about strength and station, it's also your sting. And a stinger needs sharpening. That's enough talk. I don't trust you, Shannon. What good is belief? You can't spread it on bread or wrap it around your shoulders. I see right through you, and I'm happy with what I see. It's useless to seduce you, but you won't betray me. Swarty is one of the few people who's always busy. Even when camping, she's mending her clothes or checking her bowstring. I noticed you're mending clothes. You're good with a needle? Do you think women like me are only good in bed? Everyone makes a living the best way they can. Oh yes, you'll toil and bend over backwards to keep yourself fed. If you want to live, you'd eat shit and say thank you. Are you ready to toil away with a bow slung across your back? That's been on my mind lately. Perhaps I should stop fornicating, huh? What else can you do? You just looking for company or choosing a wife? If you want a quickie, we'll agree on a price, but I won't marry you. What did I ever do to you? That's always the way, isn't it? Every asshole asks, what did I ever do to you? Instead of making an effort to do something nice. If I offered you a finger, you'd take the whole arm, wouldn't you? That depends on the pay. I've heard various things. I'd think twice if I were you. Even a slave woman's patience has its limits. You're no longer a slave. I'm emancipated. My father gave me freedom, but no money. I guess I should be happy he let me keep my dress. He gave me my documents, but the Frisian guard took them away for minor misconduct. Banter is nice, but there are other things to do. It's your life, Sporty. I wasn't thinking anything else. And for that I'm thankful. Even a woman like me prefers a true word to one that's kind or rude. When you make camp, Bola's known to pick herbs and brew them in a little pot. Hopefully she doesn't poison your companions. I saw you brew something in a little pot, seasoning it with herbs and ashes. Who's that brew for?
Hey!
Don't worry, Akon, it's not for you. I haven't decided who it is for yet. It's a love potion, but it's not the kind that affects the heart. This one invigorates the loins, and I know what to do about that. I learned a thing or two in my time. What if someone else uses your potion? I'll fill a flask and keep it on my chest. Or did you mean exploiting the lust of others? I'll give a drop to some rich Birkin and he can hump whoever he likes. But he'll come back to me for the second drop. Where was your mother from, Bola? I know very little of her. I believe she was a slave from Gabona, but the Gabonans sold her to the Gels, so I won't look for family roots in Gabona. A clean past leads to a clean new life. What if someone recognizes you in Burkana? There are potions for that too, but in truth, no one would recognize me. I wouldn't even recognize myself in the mirror. When I change my name, I'll sever the last connections to my former life. Where did you learn to wield a spear? A good person taught me that you must do your best to survive. An attacker can wrest a knife from you, and the same is true of the bow and sword. Spears and sticks, on the contrary, are always handy. You can grab a shovel, a hoe, anything goes. You never know what might save your life. Was it a soldier who taught you? He was an old man, a Frisian veteran. I rented a room from him. I didn't bring company there, of course. I cooked him meals in exchange for lessons. I was taken when he died. You can always tell a good teacher by his students, like seeing a room's interior through a clean window. What else can you do?
Other than impaling myself on other shafts and impaling the enemy with my spear? Are you proposing to me? If you must know, I can do almost anything. Cook, clean, sew and knit, cure simple wounds, set bones, read, write, and bear children. At least I think I can be a mother. I've not tried yet.
I'm sure you'll attempt to later.
That's what I'm hoping for. Not just for hardship's sake, but to have a living being that reflects my affection. Do you even understand what I'm talking about?
Everyone has a mother. Not even acorns are forged in a smithy. Well, good luck to you, Bola.
I could use some luck and patience. A girlfriend of mine taught me to be patient. Imagine being trapped under a rock slide, she said. Part of you can't help but rejoice at still being alive, although truthfully, more often, I felt myself stuck under a filthy sack.
As long as you don't end up inside that sack. If not for you, Candy would lead them, if she survived without you, that is. Why are you going to Burkana and not to Vandalia?
What's in Vandalia for me? I'm Frisian, despite the color of my skin. My grandpa was from Baldar, and you know what happened in Baldar.
Your fighting style is unusual for a Frisian.
I didn't learn my skills in the army. I fought in the temple arenas. I wasn't alone, Akon. Believe it or not, temple harlots are allowed to do many things, especially if we disguise our whims as levity. The price of my schooling was real, however.
How did you manage to escape the ranks of temple harlots?
I gambled, defeating 5 temple servants and winning my freedom. They wouldn't have honored the bargain, but it just so happened that the Primarch was looking for a reason to take them down a peg. I had obliged.
How much did you bet? And where did you get the money?
I didn't have any money, so I bet my life, agreeing to be tortured on top of it all. The temple servants sharpened their knives, fighting over who'd get to peel off my dark skin.
What got you into trouble?
Love did. Take it or leave it. The temple issued me a bodyguard's license. I was quickly hired, and my client started humping me straight away. And I, fool that I was, grew quite fond of his wife. So I put up with him, even though I knew he'd end up paying for it.
The heart wants what it wants.
Oh, you can tame the heart. I just didn't want to. I grew too comfortable and got soft. What good would another stinky hog do me, especially after all I've been through at the temple? His wife betrayed me. It turned out that she just wanted to get back at her hubby for favoring me over her.
And she got back at him.
Looks like it. She arranged for him to catch us together. The rest is simple. Anyone tries to kill me, I defend myself. His wife is a rich widow now, and I am here even though I could have ended up on the rack. Still.
Are you a Vandal or a Frisian fate?
Neither. I believe someone watches over all people, but without a specific purpose. God, or gods, don't care about us. It'd be even better if they forgot about us completely.
You're a free woman, I see.
I've always been a free woman, even though I had every orifice subjected to the temple's lechery when I was young.
Nice talk. I want you to know that I'm relying on you, Kendi.
Whether it makes you happy or not, I rely on you too, Akon. It's nice to work without the usual sniveling and whining.
The Frisian picks pebbles from the road. Some he tosses back, others he keeps. What are they for? Why are you collecting pebbles from the road, Doom? That's for curiosity's sake. These are rich lands. They only ever mined silver here, in the foothills of the Silver Mountains. But this sparkling gray stone is galena. That orange one is iron ore. This one's coal, the soft kind. You know about this too? I'm savvy, you know. I've got an eye for detail. When learning different trades, I examine the skills I learn from every side. Not to brag, but the crew of the Gordon ferry was rather upset when I got transferred to repair the machine in the Galleon tunnel. You'll be fine in Burkana then. It's still a long way to Burkana. We'll see what happens. I doubt there's work to be found during reap time. I'm wondering what to look for. A woodcutter's axe or a stonemason's hammer? Choose the sword, Doom. You can't go wrong with a sword. You served in the army, didn't you, Doom? So what? We were all bound to service. We were fed, issued a sword and armor, and handed over to a commander. Yes, I served, but I wasn't in the thick of things. Were you lucky, Doom? Maybe I was lucky, not because I didn't get killed, but because I didn't have to kill. I've got a feeling that'll change on the way to Burkana. There are other wonders in the Great Abyss. Everyone knows it. There are exposed gold veins, but there's also poison. Vapors, you know. From above you see gold surrounded by corpses. Some held cloth over their mouths, others wore sacks or glass jars on their heads. All just useless gimmicks. Why don't you think up a solution? I tinkered with one idea. You need to set up a crane with a pincer that folds its jaws together when lifted. That'll help you pull something out. You need a really strong rope though, and preferably no arrows stuck in your back. Forging such a pincer isn't a problem. You'd have to wait with your pincer until after the reaping ends. Maybe we'll chat later. I want you to know that I hope you reach Burkana, Doom. You're funny, Akon. I didn't think you hoped for anything. I guess I'll make it then, if I'm lucky.
And this is where I will end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!